I did. I would recommend it in addition to what you're doing is the it was the E.E. Ford. It was like Aspiring Heads, NAIS Aspiring Heads workshop.
Yeah.
It's a year-long thing. I did not do the Aspiring Heads. I just did the summertime conference like 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it was really good. And one of the activities is you do a 360-degree assessment. Have you guys ever done one of those?
Yeah.
Where basically you get, someone does it for you, but you get 2 people who work for you, 2 people who work with you, and 2 people for whom you work, or 3 people, all fill out this survey, and it's pretty multifaceted. A lot of input goes into the computer, all it gets crunched out, and out pops a report on you. It's a 360 review. Okay? And I did it when I was kind of thinking about moving into higher level administrative work, and it was profound, and it gave me a lot of good insight. But I in the position where I am now, as a head of school, I couldn't do that because I couldn't get the full view, and people who work, who answer to me, I know they'd probably be reluctant to give any kind of feedback that is negative or critical, even if under the guise of being constructive. So it's a long way of saying it's hard to get feedback. I think ultimately what I do is I try to evaluate, as I mentioned earlier, my goal is to optimize our collective efficacy. So I constantly assess how well we are doing collectively, and if we're hitting out of the park, I'm satisfied. I think that means that either I'm staying out of the way enough to let people succeed, or helping out enough to let people succeed. If we're not meeting our potential or exceeding it, that's how I assess it. Then I need to change what I'm doing or do something differently. So I guess I have to self-monitor constantly, and I don't know if someone's got a real issue with me. I would hope they might bring it to me if I've offended someone, something really big, that they would bring it to me and try to create sense of openness. But that said, and this is one of the things at this institution, it's big. The history of it is a little bit of top-heavy leadership, and I think there's not the built-in culture of kind of like someone's not going to come and say, hey, by the way, you might know Susie got a little offended. That's probably not going to happen here, at least not yet. I'm too new.
Too new, yeah.
So I have to live with that.
Relationships with others.
Yeah, try to have relationships and, seek feedback, but not expect too much, to be honest.
What are 2 memorable mistakes that you've made as a leader, and what have you learned from them?
See, this is a pretty standard question, and I don't like it. And I don't like it because I always have a hard time, pinpointing specific mistakes. Yeah. I just know I make them all the time.
Right.
But I try not to dwell on them.
Right.
So like I said, I'm a constant, all educators think if we're doing our job well, we're constantly assessing. How are our kids doing? How am I doing? What can I do? Like constant assessment, right? And then recognizing, boy, that kid didn't respond well to that, and then adjusting, not necessarily adjusting what we do, making conscious adjustments, but subconscious adjustments all the time. Right. So I can't pinpoint 2 big mistakes, but I know I've made lots of them, and there's been times when I know I feel awful. The other day we had a parent Q&A, and it was for the grade 11, and my daughter's grade 11. My wife was there at this Q&A for the parents, and we were talking about you might know her, a woman who's coming to visit our school named Karis Dennison. You know Karis Dennison? She's a Bay Area person. Yeah. She's talks about teenagers and sex. Okay. So her sister was my girlfriend in high school.
Oh, wow.
So it's the Michael Scott moment.